Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. Meeting 12/9, 7 o'clock. Councilman Milland is via phone, so we'll please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All right, so now we will start the public hearing for Zane Hadley property variance. Zane, you want to step up to the podium, kind of let us know what your plan is?
Pretty much all I'm doing is just, on my old house, I'm just adding on the additional 30 feet off the back side of the home.
That was the plans that we all saw last. Yeah, okay.
The only kicker with the way that property is back when that was first settled, then they started dividing. And so that's just where they drew the line right against the house. So pretty much just a foot and a half away from the current boundary line.
Okay, do we have any public comment concerning Zane Hadley's property variance or any comment from council? Okay, so
Mayor, do we have a planning?
go ahead, Mark.
Do we have a planning and zoning yet?
Not yet. Todd is working on it.
Okay.
Yep. Cynthia, do you have any?
They look good to me because they're continuing the house line. The house was grandfathered in, so there shouldn't be a problem I could see.
Did you hear that, Mark?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
And I suggested to Zane to get a variance for the ordinance because, for the future.
Right.
So if someone else should move next to him or something, and then there could be a problem. But if he has it in writing that the addition was approved, by a variance, then that would save down the road.
That's what you need to do.
Okay. So 7:02, we will close the public hearing and move on to the regular meeting. You are number 5. So if you want to just wait around, we'll make our decision here shortly. Okay, has everybody had a chance to read the minutes and look at all the bills and stuff?
Yes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Do I have a,
November 12th.
do I have a
I
second?
second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes to approve the minutes from, did you want just the 12th or
Both of them.
both of them? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll pass that down to Cheyenne.
I'll make the motion to approve tables for November 25th.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay. So Mark, if you get a chance, could you just swing in, when you have a moment, just sign the payables?
Yeah, you betcha. I'll do that tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so now we're up to council consideration to approve Zane Hadley's variance request.
I'll make the motion to approve Zane Hadley's variance request.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Congratulations, Zane. Okay. Next up is to accept the election canvass results. All we got to do is make a motion to accept them, to have it recorded in our minutes.
I make a motion to accept the election canvass results.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Okay, so now we're going to discuss how the city can better help support local businesses. I wanted to have the local businesses show up just so we could kind of see how we can help you, because unfortunately we've lost the pizza bank, we've lost Judy's Treasure, so we want to see if there's something that the city can do to kind of help you guys out. So I know that Polly was planning on being here and she left some notes for Cheyenne, but if you guys have any, we'd love to hear what you have to say.
You want me to start?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Please.
Polly planned on being here and she had something come up, so she apologizes and wishes she could be here. But she came by this morning, and she brought up our previous discussion of business licenses, and she did not like that. She said that Idaho businesses already have to register with the state, but the state of Idaho doesn't require them to have an actual business license. So she just thought that it was overkill for the city to require a license. She didn't say if she would be on board with more of like a registry, but I think that's kind of probably more what she was leaning towards was.
And I think that Todd was looking into that. And the reason that we kind of, I think, started talking about it was so we kind of knew what all was going on in our town. Because I think you were part of that meeting, right? When we first started talking about the registry and the licenses and stuff. And yeah, so our attorney was going to be looking into that just to see, because we have so many businesses that pop up that we don't know about. So we just kind of want to know, what's all happening. Not that we're trying to make lots of money or anything off of it. We were just wanted to kind of know what's going on in the town, just so we can better support everything kind of thing.
And then she mentioned that she really enjoyed the weekend, well, I guess it was Fridays that Christine put on throughout the summer with the farmers market or vendor fair. She said that she thought that was a really great way to bring businesses together and also bring people from out of town and as well as in town, just a central spot for everyone to come together and be able to shop. And so she thought that that would be a really good thing moving forward in the future. And I had heard Christine mention starting up small business Saturdays, which I was hoping Christine would be here. She might be running a little bit late, but
Well, and I also did talk to Christine at the meet and greet. We kind of talked about like a wintertime thing with the library now being opened, kind of seeing if we could do something like that for Saturdays when it's cold out or something like that, or Friday nights or something.
Absolutely. And then Polly did say that she likes that we've been promoting businesses on social media more with the city page. She also, well, we kind of talked about how if there's other businesses in town, she mentioned like a daycare or like the pet grooming business, that if people have like a flyer or some sort of event coming up, if they knew that they could maybe contact the city and ask if the city would share that flyer. She thought that that would be helpful for small businesses, just knowing that the city is willing to help promote and share these types of events that go on. Yeah, so those were her thoughts on it. But I think the big thing was just the difference between license and registry. I think she was on board with a registry, but did not like the idea of requiring a license.
I have a small business too. I make jewelry and I don't make a lot of money selling it, but of course it's fun to do and people like it, but you can't use it all yourself, so you're going to sell it. And so you've already gone to the state, you get your sales tax number, and then like when you go to the farmers markets, you're already registering with the state for those anyhow. It's a separate thing as well. So at a certain point, your paperwork can kill you off, spending all your time on the paperwork. So you don't want to have too much paperwork for people to do because you're keeping track of your sales and then paying the sales tax on that as well. And so you can get top heavy on the paper if you aren't careful. And those pop-up street markets that Christine did, those were great. They were a lot of fun. I didn't make much money at them, but I enjoyed visiting the neighbors. They brought a lot of people in. So I think it's very good for the community to have something like that. And I think that idea of using the library where you could have something in the wintertime where people could get together, because it helps reinforce that we can get everybody together. That's one reason I think people like going to sports is because they get to see everybody and talk to them.
Social event.
And so, yeah, a social event.
Yeah.
And so having something like that, and the Small Business Saturday was November 29th, and Christine and the others participated, and I did too at the Blackberry. And that was, again, another thing that's fun to get to see neighbors and meet people you haven't ever met before, and you make some money at the same time. And a lot of these people that come to these things, they aren't big enough to really need registering. they're the hobby, they're just starting out, seeing if they can maybe sell it and learn enough about it to eventually maybe be a business that you could, brick and mortar, but they're too small for that.
Do you guys have anything from the steakhouse?
I mean, we got invited to the small business thing, but the problem is it was during the day, and of course, we don't open up until the evening time, so we were able to participate just because I'm limited with my help and when I can have them. A lot of them are young kids and stuff
Mhm.
like that in school and sports and stuff like that, so I'm always playing who's gonna be there today? So, which we love having the young kids, because they're great. We were definitely blessed with our young kids because trying to keep somebody and give them enough hours as an adult to survive, at the restaurant is hard because we can't be open 7 days a week. We just wouldn't make it if we did, just because there's just not enough,
Mm-hmm.
so we're thinking Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then after the first, we're gonna go to our winter hours and probably just stick with the Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday brunch until April when it gets busier again and people are wanting to be out because it's actually light out and not dark, all day long. But as far as, promoting our business and stuff, we've tried to do what we can on social media, and word of mouth are really our two biggest, trying to get it out there. And a lot of people are like, when they come in for the first time, they're like, oh, we didn't even know you existed, so we're open to any ideas to try and get our name out there so that we can generate business for the town. The market was phenomenal. We're going to try and do more this year during the market, just because that was kind of sprung on us last minute. We were like, sure, use our patio. We were great with that, and then it generated business for us, which was great. But we were like, okay, so what can we do besides provide the spot for them to set up their booths and stuff, for the market? We were just like, wow, we don't know what we should be doing other than we promoted it, Facebook, and we put a flyer in the window and stuff like that. But we just, that was great for us. The market was really cool. We actually got our Fridays when it was on they were crazy.
Good. It was wonderful having that patio. That's a great place, because when you sit there, you don't have to have a canopy.
Right.
And that's a lot of work, hauling your canopy and the weights and tables and everything. So not having to do that, it was really good. I appreciated it.
And I think next year, what we're gonna try and do is have a mobile bar so that we can supply drinks down there, because people were coming in and getting drinks, but we're like, glass, no. So they were getting glasses of wine and we're like, okay, but luckily we never got one broken glass, which was nice. But we bought special plastic glasses this time for it next year, but we're gonna have a mobile bar downstairs and have somebody, to sell drinks, soft drinks and beer and wine or whatever downstairs. So, but yeah, we're just kind of playing as we go, because it's our dream and we love it and we're doing good so far. It's just that my partner, I don't know if the rest of you know this, she ended up in the hospital. She was in a car accident about 6 years ago, and it caused a autoimmune disease and it attacked her lungs. And she ended up having to have a lung transplant just like not even a month ago, like 2 weeks ago, she got her lung transplant. And so I'm kind of playing I'm by myself right now. My husband's a lot of help, but so yeah, any, suggestions you have or you guys have would be, yeah, I would surely appreciate them. We're just kind of playing it by ear right now.
Any other comments from the public? So I think what I would like to do is just kind of take some of your ideas, we'll get them together, and then we'll present them to council, and council can look at them, and then we can kind of see how we want to move forward. But I kind of wanted to get the ideas of the public, just because, I mean, you guys are the business owners, so if there's something we can do to help you guys out, and then so we can think about that, and we'll talk to our attorney and make sure he's heading in the right direction with what we choose, like for a registry or something, and then we'll just present it to council and we'll go from there.
Right, right.
Because like with the registry, we could actually maybe put it on our website saying, these are the businesses we have in town.
Right.
Yeah.
So people look at our website will know what's here.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yep. And then, that, you know, because we do get a few people, I'm sure, from out of town that look at our website from time to time and stuff like that. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of get some ideas to see what we can do moving forward to help the community out, make it prosperous for businesses and stuff, and bring people to our town.
Honestly, for some of that nature, since it's primary through traffic, primarily, you know, a lot of people still don't look at the social media aspect as you might think. It almost would be something in the nature of having a secondary, you know, sign frame outside of the town on either side, and the business logos in general on there. These are our local. And a lot of people, if there's at least the backlighting on it, as they're driving through town, a lot of people as they're driving through can see, oh, there's this restaurant or, you know, this bar's here or whatever the case is. And they're like, okay, it's in, you know, next.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
At least a frame that I did a while back ago for up in Uniontown, that's what they did. So that.
I have seen that, yeah.
We did that.
Did you
And
guys?
so that allows people to like, oh, here's this and that when they're going into town.
Speaking of social media, there was a picture of it on social media. It's really cool because it says, welcome to Uniontown or whatever, and then the businesses kind of surround it.
Because
cool.
Yeah.
they ultimately have the same problem. You
Yeah.
know, they can do all the media and all the stuff, but people don't notice it unless it's through traffic.
Right.
The catch there, though, is you have to go through ITD, and that's advertisement, and they are uber sticklers when it comes to putting advertisements along the highway.
Gotcha.
Yeah, any sign that we put on the highway has to be bought from the state, from one of their specific vendors through them. There's a whole bunch of rules, so we would definitely want to check into that before.
Could we put
Yeah.
it down by like the water plant and then not have?
It's the state.
It still has to?
Yeah, because the state has. So we have right away, and the state has right away.
If you can see it from the highway, the state has purview.
Yeah.
So how does, just so I educate myself on it, so how does Uniontown get out of that?
Different state.
Washington.
They're Washington.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
Yeah, every state has different rules.
Gotcha.
So we would just have to check with Department of Transportation to find out what their specific rules are on something like that. And then move forward.
You would specifically have to give them a write-up and saying this is what we want to do.
Mhm.
And they're not very, it's really, really hard to get commercial stuff approved. And then, yeah.
Yeah, at least from what I noticed through traffic aspect, 9 times out of 10, whoever's driving through this town, the moment they glance at that, this is it, so and so, this is in the next 2 miles
Mhm.
or whatever, they can scan that real fast and they'll say that gets more of a, oh, I'm going to pull in here really quick kind of
Yeah.
attitude.
It's funny that you mentioned that because back in Montana, I'm sure they faced the same, that's originally where I'm from, the same thing where, you know, if it's next to the road, it has to be approved by the state. But a lot of the landowners that had land right next to the road, they would let people post signs on their land, even though you could still see them from the highway. And that's how they got around it, you know.
Well, you can't, I've checked. You
Really?
can't do that in Idaho.
Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jeez.
They charge you $250 a day if they start finding you. And
Interesting.
they will find you. They're
Yeah.
not nice people.
They're not nice people.
I haven't checked, but on Google Earth, has anybody gone in and put all the different businesses in on for Juliaetta on that? That's one way to get people.
We registered on Google for the Woodsman,
And yeah, they
yeah.
should be put on there too.
Yeah, definitely want to make sure they're registered. But like Eric said, we've checked with the state, but we can check again just to, because I know that Eric was working on you're working on that big reader board sign that.
Yeah. And we got it approved, but getting somebody to fork over $60,000 for a LED sign is not easy to do.
No. It was a sign for a town sign, is that what
Yeah.
you're talking about? Wow.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted to charge you to be able to put it up?
No, I got approval for an LED sign, like 5x9 sign, but you have to buy the sign and then you have to, there's maintenance on those too, and they're not cheap. The sign's not cheap and then the maintenance contract's not cheap.
Gotcha.
But we'll reach out to the state just to make
Just
sure.
curious,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I saw a picture of them on social media and they do something like that, similar to some of the smaller towns in Montana where they'll say, welcome to blah, 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 you know, stop at, and they kind of have like the little business, you know, that
Mhm.
they have, because some of the, you know, it's just like here, Montana, you blink, you miss the town, you know, so.
I will say that on theirs, from going through the process of that, at least, you know, since they got a little more easier going situation there, but, you know, outside of the cut and dry frame, they told me how many businesses they had, how many bars they needed for that situation. And then outside of that, I worked with Precision Signs in Lewiston in the Valley, and they made every business's logo for those spots. And so if a business goes out, they can just take that down. It's the same size and put whatever business goes into that building,
That's cool.
if that makes sense.
Mhm.
And the only hang up they had was where they had to sit it and, you know, who wanted to come out and donate their time to put the lighting up.
Cool. Yes.
Okay, I think we got some good ideas, some good ways to move forward. Is there any other comment before I move on? Okay, so next is the approval of the execution of the Hayden Ross engagement letter. So every year we have an audit with, every year we're supposed to have an audit with Hayden Ross. We will be doing 2024. They'll be doing their field work in January of 25 or 26. So probably present, I think their plan is February, right, Cheyenne?
So end of February.
So February, we will present 2024 audit. And then my guess is they'll field work February or probably March for 2025. And then we'll present probably April, I'm guessing, for
Hopefully.
2025. And then we should be caught up. So the letter with all the everything going on last year, the letter just kind of slipped through the cracks. So I did want to make sure they got us the letter for the 2025, which everybody should have a copy of it. And then we just need to approve for me to sign the engagement letter so that we can make sure they're ready for the 2025 audit.
I make the motion to accept the Hayden Ross and engagement letter for fiscal year 2025 audit.
Got it.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Motion
passes. Do you know where I'm supposed to, am I management or governance? Did they say?
They didn't, but I can look back on how I did 24.
Okay.
I'll look after it.
Okay. We will move on to staff reports. Justin.
Okay, so, we did get the Christmas lights up this year, the new ones. They came in the week before Thanksgiving, which was perfect timing. Although I ordered them in July, like we talked about. Next year I want to work with the budget. I think Joe and I discussed possibly getting a couple of more new pieces for a couple of more of the light poles. And I think Maine will be amazing. We did try to hang the wreath and the garland at the end of town. And the cord that I bought was a nylon like climbing rope, and we got it all the way up there. We put the garland and the wreath on it, and it just went down into the road. And so we had to be done with the lift, and so we just put the wreath out here. But next year we will have garland over the road.
Something else real quick about the lights. I'd like to see if we could update the lights on like Snoopy and the stuff that Frank built, kind of see if we can get some new lights, make them brighter.
Oh, okay.
Because everybody like, I actually got a text message, where is Snoopy at? I said, well, Snoopy will be at the water plant where he always is, but he will be up next week. So everybody looks for Snoopy, so.
I'll mention the lighting contest again. We're doing a lighting contest. The citizens will be able to vote after the 19th. We already have $550 in prize money donated, and so who knows how much we'll have by the 19th or Christmas Day, actually. So And I've seen a lot more lights going up all around town. Everybody seems to be joining in, so that's good. The plow is on the dump truck, the sander is in the back, loaded full of gravel, ready to go. We don't have the chains on yet, but we can do that pretty quickly if we need to when the time comes. Joe did not want to talk about it, but I'm gonna toot his horn a little bit. He has been working at the new shop and the old shop. He's been cleaning up the shops, and it's amazing. So he's been finding things that we didn't know we had, finding garbage that we've been able to get rid of, cleaning up the floor, the dust, everything. So I really appreciate that. It's turning out really nice. And then the other thing is the wastewater treatment plant. Because of the weather is not terrible, they're actually still pouring concrete, and they'll be pouring concrete tomorrow or Thursday. Tomorrow again.
And then next Thursday.
So they're really going crazy down there, getting stuff done. So
Good.
that's good. So, and I think that's all I have.
I heard compliments on the lights. People have been
Okay.
commenting about how nice it looks, so it
Good,
looks
good.
great. I only have, this Friday at 1:30, the elementary school is having their Christmas concert, which, to remind people who park there to be considerate of parking, but also remind the residents along State, Fourth and Hallett how kind of overwhelming the traffic can be because everybody's coming to support the kiddos. So it can kind of be a little crazy, but it's short-lived. It's about an hour, so please have some patience for all the people coming to support the kids. That's all I got.
I just got a couple things. We are working on updating the procedure for ordinances gets on the website. We're working with web designers, so it's taking a little longer than we'd hoped, but we're getting there on that. We have had, I think we're up to seven or eight letters gone out. We have seen some improvements from a couple of people who've got letters. One, we did see very little improvement, but we are going to be expecting a little more improvement out of them. So we are working on getting the ordinances kind of in line and all of them, make sure that we're enforcing the ones. Like I said, we're starting with the bad ones, and the letters seem to be helping. Like I said, we've seen some improvement. We expect to see a little bit more. The traffic study, I have been in contact with the state. They were supposed to email us by now. I reached out to them again, making sure, hey, don't forget about us. We still want to do the traffic study because we do want to find out what we can do about the speed limit in our town. And I think that's it. Mark, do you have anything?
Yeah, just want to update everyone. I saw Frank tonight. He's doing really well. Doing
Good.
really well, actually. And also to remind the council and the mayor that there's been a lot of burning this year, and there are ordinances against that as well. And there's actually state guidelines against that. So I'm just asking that the mayor, the new council, work with the fire department, and we look into doing stuff about that because it's a terrible nuisance when people make it a nuisance.
So let's put something on just remind people that, no, they're not supposed to be burning like leaves and any of that stuff. That's what we have the brush bin for. Or I think it's dimensional lumber too, right? Somebody told me that you're not supposed to burn.
Yes, it's,
Yeah.
thank you, Mayor. And also letting it smolder all night. They're not supposed to be doing that.
Yep. So just kind of an
Thank
FYI,
you,
and
sir.
yep, on Facebook. Also, want to put on Facebook or out on the website as well. I've seen quite a few, and I know kids will be kids, but when they're riding their motorcycles with no headlights or anything in the dark at all hours of the night, up and down streets, running through stop signs. So let's remind people to, not be riding their stuff if it's not street legal. And also, just a little reminder about the path as well. Nobody with motorized
Thanks,
vehicles
Mayor.
unless it's city approved vehicles only on the path.
The sheriff has been stopping people on motorcycles. I had a student complain to me about that.
Good.
Too bad.
Yeah. We called on Halloween night because we saw some running through the stop sign, and then the sheriff went by a little bit later, and the sheriff went this way, and they come coasting down the street by my house. so they wouldn't get caught because they were very loud. Yes, so, yeah, that's good. I'm glad that they're stopping them, and I'm glad that we have the sheriff more down here more, so. Okay, is that all you had, Mark?
Yes, thank you, Mayor.
Yep. Eric?
I got nothing.
Cheyenne?
Okay, just two quick updates. I spoke with Todd about P and Z and the Baseball Association agreement, and we should be on track to go for January. We ran out of time this meeting because I need to publish in the newspaper with,
For public
P&Z
hearings and
with-
stuff,
yeah.
yeah.
Yep, so that should be good to go for January. And then, Mr. Mayor already mentioned, but the auditors will be here the first week of January to start field work for FY24 audit.
So probably during that time, if Cheyenne's needed to help them, Justin and Joe have offered to help out in the office to keep things going. Hopefully we don't get massive amounts of snow that week, but we'll make it work.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Joe?
For the staff, for the city, I have nothing but the fire department. Just a reminder that the Saturday before Christmas is Santa Claus at the
Community Center.
community center. So we're gonna help bag candy next week, so.
Okay. Okay, we'll now open it up for public comment. Does anybody have any public comment tonight? Any more public comment?
I just a quick one, nothing major. Not necessarily is anything that you guys would be able to enforce by any means, but, for instance, like with my zoning of my extension of my home. Just for my local neighbors, sending out, letting them be aware of what's going on, right? And if somebody wants to have a disagreement with it, they can, for instance. Is there any way, so with the homes in this town, for the local renters to rent these homes in the town, is there any way for us to be able to enforce per se what groups of people move into those homes?
I don't believe so.
I don't believe so either.
Just because, for instance, some of the homes in the community, drug-based families move into those homes, and it kind of becomes a mess.
Sure.
Especially when you've got local families that kind of live around it. So you've got a home like that. Cops are coming to the house once every 2 days.
I think that becomes more of a landlord issue rather than the city enforcing anything like that. And like things like discrimination, I mean, the law protects people from that, but that's where I think the landlord needs to be perhaps held a little bit more accountable with.
I was just curious about that because of the
Yeah.
aspect that they're dealing from the homes. And it's bringing that in the community. I was just wondering
Sure.
if there was a way as a community we can put a kibosh on that, or at least screen the families in some form.
Perhaps run it by Todd. I
Yeah,
guess.
we can
Yeah.
run it by our city attorney.
run
I
it
mean,
by
I don't think, yeah,
Just as, mainly for me, just in a family aspect, I would
Yeah.
like to try to keep a lot of that out of the community.
right,
And like for a renter, for instance, as long as they're getting paid, it don't matter.
right.
So I would like to try to minimize that in the valley or in the community as possible.
Yeah, I don't know that we'll have success, but we'll run it by our city attorney just to see what he has to say. For sure, yeah. Any other public comment?
Since Jeff's not here to speak on it, I'll speak on how easy it is to pay. It is so fast. I scan it, it has my information, paid, not like it
Beautiful.
used to be.
Have we,
Have you clicked the go paperless option though?
Not
That's
yet,
the
not
real,
yet.
okay.
I'm still working up to that.
the go
We'll check
paperless
back
is
next
nice
month.
because it just sends you an email
It's
the
just so
day.
fast now
yeah.
compared to what it used to be.
Have we seen an increase this month or we
Were
kind of,
people paying online?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Overwhelming. I'm
And it-
shocked.
It's nice. It saves you
Yeah.
$4 or $5 now, doing it online too, so.
Yeah,
That
oh,
it did
absolutely.
before.
Yeah, not having to pay that service fee.
Mhm.
What about the feature of like auto pay and email, so it like cuts down on?
So I haven't seen as many people go paperless as I was hoping yet. It's cut down probably like 25 less utility cards that I'm sending out. But there's a lot more people paying online. So my guess is a lot of people just haven't gone in and done it or realized that they need to or care to do so.
Yeah, it's super simple. It sends you an email saying, hey, this is what your utility
Yeah.
bill is, and
Well,
easy
I
peasy.
did sign up for the email and the auto pay, cause I was like,
Perfect.
and it does, it's super easy and you can just forget about it and it
Yeah.
just sends you an email that you paid your bills.
Yeah, and maybe something online just to say, we'll
Yeah.
save the money. We'll say the city will save this amount of money if you sign up for paperless. Because it's gonna cut back on labor, it's gonna cut back on postage, and it's gonna cut back
Yeah.
on using the postcards. Maybe something
Absolutely.
every year, if this is what we spend sending these out, look what we could save and put back into the community by not doing this.
Absolutely.
That's a good idea of like kind of highlighting the cost of the
Yeah, because
postcards,
they're
For the-
40 cents for the postcard
the annual
stamps.
stamps, annually.
Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
point.
We, does it cost us something for each one that we had them pay online?
The city absorbs the fee.
Yes, I know. I'm saying, how much is that? So you could say, we paid this much
This
if
is
you're
what we
online,
cost.
and it costs us this much if you don't.
Yeah, that's great. I'll look at those numbers tomorrow and get a comparison. Yeah, that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, any other public comment? Okay, just need a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. We are adjourned. Thank you. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. I don't know if that's quite a record, but for a full meeting, for a regular meeting, that's pretty good.
And the public hearing.
Okay, nope, let's stop this.